Right, hello and welcome to a Ferrari F430 Scuderia, one of the latest cars added to Gran Turismo 7 with update 1.49. And in today's video we are going to be looking at this vehicle's stock as well as fully upgraded and answering the question, is it worth purchasing? The reason I say this is we already have the Ferrari F430 in the game, so how much better can the Scuderia actually be? So, to get your hands on the Ferrari F430 Scuderia, well, you can pick it up from either Brand Central or the used car dealership. From Brand Central it will cost you 380,000 credits, but from the used car dealership you will save a bit of money and spend 366,700 credits. Right, so with that money you are gonna get a vehicle that is mid-engine rear-wheel drive that produces 502 brake horsepower from a 4.3 liter V8 engine, and it weighs 1,350 kgs, which is very lightweight, and that's exactly what the Scuderia version of the Ferrari F430 is. It's the lightweight, more track focused version of your standard F430. Now when it comes to using this vehicle around the circuit, around Kyoto Driving Park, the vehicle is fast, it's quite grippy, it wants to slide out on the odd occasion, so it does keep you on your toes, which is quite nice and just entertaining. And when it comes to lap times, I see that with the Ferrari Scuderia, I was setting lap times around the 1 minute 47 second mark on stock, whereas in the Ferrari F30 standard I was setting lap times around the 1 minute 48 second mark. So we see that the Scuderia is actually a whole 1 second faster. So it does pay off to buy the lightweight version. So now, with this vehicle in its standard form, I really enjoyed my time in it. It handles very accurately, it's quite darty, it's quick to act, it's a very responsive vehicle and you can feel that as you drive. Plus, to the interior cam on the vehicle is not too shabby. We also see that the vehicle is permanently set to race mode because, you know, we need the most aggressive performance out of the Ferrari Scuderia. So with that being said, if you aren't happy with the Ferrari's performance or just output, well, you can always increase it by heading on over to tuning shop. So for the Ferrari Scuderia, we see that we are able to get this vehicle up to 728 brake horsepower and bring the weight down to 1,053 kgs. Somehow we're able to whip out even more weight out of the Ferrari, but anyway, we bring it down to sub 1,100 kgs, and we are gonna see quite a difference now when we want to take it out to circuit. But before we do that, well, we need to look at what visual customization we have for this vehicle. So we see we do have a wide body kit available for this vehicle that just stretches out the fenders, and that will cost you 100,000 credits. Now if you are looking for more affordable aero, well, we do have other options, because we see that we have two options for a front lip, we have two options for side skirts, we have no options for a rear diffuser, and lastly we can put a custom wing on the rear of our Ferrari to just aid with downforce. Now once you actually change your visual customization for your Ferrari, you can then take it out onto circuit, and when you do, well, you are going to notice quite a substantial difference in the overall handling of the Ferrari, because now the vehicle is just so much more aggressive. Climb speed at a ridiculous rate. We see that the vehicle coming down Kyoto Driving Park straightaway is not afraid to travel at almost 300 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brakes to make it around the first corner. And that's what's just fun about the Ferrari, because when you slam on the brakes, you aren't really skidding or really fighting, or the vehicle can't handle it. At this level of power, the Ferrari is still quite stable. It's not as twitchy as a lot of other vehicles I've come across, and it's just planted. It allows you to set consistent, fast lap times, and if you want to get it to slide out, I mean, you always can. So with the Ferrari Scuderia being a great vehicle, and we see that around Kyoto Driving Park fully upgraded, it was setting lap times around the 1 minute 30 second mark, which is quite competitive. And compared to the Ferrari F430, around Chaos or Driving Park fully upgraded, that was setting lap times around the 1 minute 32 second mark. So we do see quite an improvement over the Ferrari F430 and the Ferrari F430 Scuderia when it comes to both of these vehicles being fully upgraded. Now, with the vehicle being fully upgraded and being such a fun track vehicle, I thought, you know what, let me take it around an event I can see myself using this vehicle in, and that is the Ferrari Circuit Challenge. For this one, I jumped on over to the Autodrome Lago Magrigo full circuit. So it's a 5-lap event coming up against some of the best Ferraris that have been created. So this event requires you to use a Ferrari and it has to be under 700 performance points. So I roughly chucked in a tune and just took the vehicle around the circuit, and it absolutely dominated. It was such a good experience, and it was honestly a bit overpowered because we saw it just reeled in and close the gap between ourselves and first place. And once we did close that gap, we then began to enlarge that gap as we just ran away from second place. So the Ferrari F430 Scuderia handles great, it has great power, great performance, and overall is a fantastic track vehicle. But how good is it at money grinding? Luckily, I already had the 700 performance points tune in the vehicle, so it made it a lot easier to head on over to the World Touring Car 700 around Le Mans. So this is a 30-minute event. At the end of it, you are going to get 825,000 credits as long as you don't overtake under a yellow flag. And this vehicle on fuel map level 6 with some short shifting and things, I was getting about 3 laps of fuel out of this vehicle. Which I was quite surprised about. I thought it was going to be a lot more thirstier than this, but overall it wasn't too shabby. So with that being said, I was setting lap times around the 4 minutes 11 second mark, which look frankly is not fast, but it's still fast enough to get the job done. It's still fast enough to get you a win in this event. Now, as I said, this was a very slapdash tune in this vehicle. I am going to be refining the tunes and just getting absolute banging tunes for you guys, and that video will be out hopefully by the weekend. Yeah, that's just something you can look forward to. But let me wrap up the review on the Ferrari F430 Scuderia right here. In my opinion, it is noticeably better than the Ferrari F430, the standard version. And if you are still on the fence of buying this Ferrari, I highly recommend you do, because you'd rather spend a bit more money on this Ferrari than purchasing the standard F430. As a Ferrari overall, it is a good fast vehicle and is honestly a perfect entry level Ferrari if you are wanting to dive into the brand and experience what it's like. It's very easy to control, it's fun to drive, and when it comes to Ferraris, it's not the most expensive one, so that is just another plus. So the Ferrari F430 Scuderia, a fun fast vehicle that's great around most circuits that you take it around, and it's just a good experience overall. So with that being said, I hope you guys did go on to enjoy today's video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the Ferrari F430 in the comment section down below. And with all this being said, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.